Hi my loves, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here, that we get to share time and space and energy together. Today's reading is How Are You Growing? And we're just going to dive in a little bit to how you are blooming, how are you changing, how are you evolving, how are you growing? And these are changes that you've supported, that you've watered, things, seeds that you've planted within yourself that are showing up now, and just the ways that you've been nurturing yourself in change. So yeah, I'm so excited that you're here. My name is Kellyn Love. I have all of my social media and tip jar and different things down below if you would like to support me further, which I would really appreciate. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started, all right? All right. So I'm so excited to announce that I made myself a little tarot deck and I'm in love with it. So these are 3 cards from the deck that popped out and they're all very rainbow bright. Okay, so we have 3 cards to choose from. The first card is Light. The second card is Healing, which honestly I was thinking of making this the cover or something like it. And the third one is Duality. Okay? So we have Light. Maybe this way. So we have Light, Healing, and Duality. All right, so you will take your pick. This is 1, 2, and 3. Pick the card that resonates with your heart. So if you feel any kind of sensation like pressure or tingling or just added energy when you look or think of picking a pile, then I say that go with that one. The one that kind of tugs at your heart. Yeah. All right? Okay. All right, so if you pick the Light pile, this is your reading. So how you are growing is your energetic field is growing. It is more powerful. You have less like holes or wounds or like less cloudiness, different things within your energy field. Okay, so your light is shining brighter. You might have upgraded in your light. Like we all have an aura. And the more that we heal and cleanse and stuff, the more dynamic and powerful that light becomes. So your light is literally growing. Your aura is clearing, cleaning, and expanding is what I'm getting. All right? Okay. So how is this light group? How are you growing? How are you growing? Ooh. Wow. Okay. So, you are, for one, getting more connected with your soul tribe, and you're getting more of your childlike essence back, which is helping expand your light more, is that you're reclaiming your power back. Not only are you getting in touch with your childlike self, but you're also, or your child self, but you're also getting in touch with the like more authority and leader of your energy. You're stepping in, becoming more of a leader, whether that's just in your own life or in others or work or whatever. But you are stepping more into your throne. You are connecting more to your joy and your peace. You are understanding more of like the cycles of life, and luck has definitely, I think, been on your side because of this growth. I think you're more patient. I think that you see your potential more, and it's like this readiness that you have that really is brightening up your aura. Yeah, your passion, your a little bit of your fire is there too, is growing. That kind of passion and heat and vitality. Definitely with soulmate relationships and like emotions, I think that your relationships have really grown, and there's been more like equality and justice and mutual like reciprocity between you and the other, whatever person that you have relationships with, whether it's you getting a partner or friendships or work or whatever. I definitely getting more like friendships, and that's really lighting you up. It's really making you grow. To have these relationships is really healing your past ideas of connections or relationships or friendship or whatever. That idea of relationships, of friendships, is growing. You're evolving your idea of what it's like to have a friend. And then your passion, your ideas, your creativity is growing, okay? And that has to do with your leadership too. All right, how are you growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing? How is this light group growing? Okay, definitely leadership qualities. You are definitely stepping into your power, stepping into your authority, stepping into a more established and developed and providing energy. You're definitely getting in touch more with your potential. I think you really know now how you have so much to offer, and you're trying to grow that potential as well. What's growing is the potential, and you're growing because you see it and you want to like feed it. Yeah. Okay. How is this group growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing? Whoa, okay, all right. You got the light, and then you got the flame. And wasn't I talking about your fire growing? Your passion, your divine spark, your divine essence, your energy is growing. You have more energy now throughout the day or to do your projects. Also, you're very connected to people and your ideas and everything's more. You're just connected to yourself and others more now. You might really be growing your like creativity a lot. I mean, I already said that. You already have lots of cards indicating passion and creativity is growing. But you might be writing. You might be really growing your words, and you might be learning, but definitely if you write poetry, then here you go. But you're tapping into more of an artsy side and more of a like you have to be more connected to the different parts of your brain and your experiences and your words and things to make a good poem. It's, you're in metaphor land, right, when you're doing poetry. So to connect certain visuals and feelings and ideas with other imagery and word, like to connect that all together is what makes a good poem. And when your brain, I think, is more expansive and you're focused more on learning, or you're more open or just more energetic and stuff like that, I think you can make those connections a lot easier, and that's what's happening for you. Also, yeah, again, you're growing your community. You're part of a bigger community now, and you have more friendships, or you're on the way to find them at least, because you got the village card, and I just see this circle, right? Like your inner circle is growing. And then you got agape, which is, I think, the root reason of why you picked light and why your light is growing so much is because you're really understanding what love is more. And it's deeper, right? Agape love is a lot deeper. It doesn't have anything to do with lust or anything surface or anything that's just based on maybe a more shallow thing or whatever. Agape love is something that's pretty close to unconditional, and it is there on the bedside of somebody when they are, they can't move anymore. It's the love that lasts when you care for a person more or at least just as much as yourself, and they don't have to do anything. Like agape has a lot of freedom within it because it's love unconditional. It's love letting other people be themselves and people loving you for truly who you are. So I really get that you're sharing that love. You're really upgrading and growing your idea of love, which of course is growing your lights and your words and inspiration. All right, how are you growing? How are you growing? How's this pile growing? This light pile, how are they growing? I was talking about your vitality. Well, you got the horse, which is strengthening your vigor, and the octopus, which is giving you new meaning to life. So, yeah, your stamina, your energy, your vigor, your vitality, all that good stuff, that's upgrading. And then your playfulness, your ideas, and yeah, your meaning of life. Like literally you have a new meaning. And I think that that's what happens when you find a new meaning of love, which you're getting with your soul tribe and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. All right. How are you growing? How are you growing? How are you growing? How are you growing? Okay, yes. So you are getting more compassionate. This agape love is really transforming you. Your compassion, your sweetness, your love. Of course, the sweetness and love is all a strengthening thing too, sometimes we just have a warped version of what like vulnerability and sweetness and love is, almost like it gets paired with something like weaker or meek or something, but it is the ultimate strength to have compassion, to have love, to be in touch with that. It is the ultimate strength. And again, you got the confirmation card with the cup, and you just got lots of cups too. So it's like you are filling up yourself with compassion, and then you're able to give it. I'm seeing you're more at peace, but then you do have a vitality and fire within you too. So it's like, the horse has so much ability to run and so strong, but it also just stands in its power most of the time, right? And I think that's kind of how you are, is that you can just like stand in your power, stand in your light, stand in your peace more now, and just be at ease within your strength. And then, the word vitality just really is stuck. You have a vitality, a new vitality about you. All right. Actually, I'm going to leave my deck that I just made, which I'm so excited about, for the end. What makes this group so, I mean, how are you growing? How is this group 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 growing? Strengthening your like connection with nature and the elements. Okay, so you are growing because of obviously love and the arts and writing. And if you write music, definitely that too. Or if you sing, you're growing in your singing abilities for sure. Maybe your taste of music is growing. Your beauty is evolving and growing. You're being more in the flow, and you are understanding more of perception. Like you're growing and evolving and maturing in a way that is showing you are learning, you are maturing in a way because you're understanding more perspectives and more realities live in this world than maybe you thought, or just like, I don't know, I think sometimes we forget that our perspective is not the perspective of everybody else. But you're really getting to know that fact more, is that like everybody has a way different definitions and reality and different things. Like you're just understanding that more. So that's kind of how you're maturing, is understanding people's perspective and how there's so many more like realities than, there's not just like one reality, because reality is perception. All right, last cards with my deck. How are you growing? Light pile, how are you growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing? Yes, how is this group growing? One more card. How is this group growing? Oh, okay, 5 cards. That's all right, I want to take them all. Okay, so, and I have to show you, you got the Renew card. How are you growing? You are renewed. You are becoming a new creature. You are letting the flow and waves and the flow and waves go over your past, and definitely an element of forgiveness that goes into that, because to become new, you have to let go, and to let go, you have to forgive. You got the Organized card. So how are you growing and maturing? You're becoming more organized. And I see that definitely is starts mental. Maybe you're definitely like cleaning your apartment and throwing out things and stuff. But you're organizing your thoughts a little bit better. Maybe you're learning how to prioritize or time management better. Then you got the Peace card, which, I just love this card. It's so beautiful. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that your peace, you're becoming more at peace in your strength, in your love, and different things like that. Within your relationships are becoming more peaceful. You're becoming more joyful because of that, which is definitely what I'm getting with this inner child connection and these friendships and stuff. So you're becoming more joyful. And then you got the Exploration card. So you are exploring yourself, exploring the world, but really you're kind of getting a curiosity about yourself, and exploring your mind, and kind of reimagining things and reinventing yourself a little bit. All right? Just, yes, like your light is becoming renewed. You've got this fire. You're becoming more connected, more emotionally fulfilled because of your compassion, because of your deeper meaning of love, which is giving you a deeper meaning of life. You've got passion and joy, stepping into your power and your strength, and becoming patient and understanding your potential more, and understanding that you have so much to nurture and to write about. And yeah, All right, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me do this reading and supporting me. You know, the feedback, you know, the support goes a long way. So thank you. And I will see you on the next one, all right? Yeah. Oh, and I'm probably going to be opening a Patreon soon. If that is something you would be interested to getting more readings, more personal, anything like that, let me know. All right? I love you so much. Thank you. Bye. All right. If you picked the healing card, then this is your reading. How are you growing? How are you maturing? How are you evolving? You are healing. Yeah. Let's dive in. You're healing your wounds, right? You're not making the same decisions when it comes to bad habits or toxic people or just when it comes to not knowing your power or I feel like you're eating better and you're moving around better, whether that's exercising or yoga or dance or anything like that. I think your body is moving more. I think you're being more conscious about what you're putting in your body, what you're saying. Definitely like a healing when it comes to your words and thoughts and how you're changing your thought of yourself and your words and how you're expressing yourself. Also healing, like you might be actually really investing in therapy, whether that's mental therapy or physical therapy or healing, Reiki, acupuncture, whatever. I think there's an investment that you've made into your healing, whether that's buying better groceries or taking classes or even going back to school or something. But I feel that you're investing in this healing. It's not just happening to you or whatever, like you've really invested into it. All right? Okay. So how are you healing? I mean, so how are you growing? How is this group growing? How are you growing? How are you growing? This card wanted to come out. It came out with the other pile in a different deck, the horse. So I was like, okay, I definitely need to cleanse. And then it just came out of it again. Okay, you got the golden egg and the horse. You are definitely getting in touch with your value. Your worth is going up. I think the golden egg really represents this definitely potential, but this like star quality as well, right? But it's like, it's before it breaks open. And it's this core essence of who we are, right? Like we are made out of one egg that duplicates itself, or one cell that duplicates itself and then duplicates itself and whatever. That one cell contains all of the DNA for your whole body. You are understanding that your essence and your core, like you're understanding almost your power in a more molecular level and understanding not just your potential of your being, but like the potential of your body. And maybe part of your healing is that you're kind of learning more about like quantum physics and about science and the power that you have within your body and the power that you have within like the universe. And there's so much power within each cell. It's like stars colliding. There's so much energy within us. And I think you're really starting to learn and tap into that. And then there's this enlightenment that goes with that. That of you knowing the magic within you, you knowing the power and energy, but not just saying it, like actually really diving into the science behind it, or the meditation and really diving deep. You're understanding that your core essence, like your worth is going up because you're knowing, yes, whatever you do in this life is added and beautiful and creative and adding to your worth. But just that one cell is worthy. Just that one, like you as a baby, maybe you're doing like infant healing, child healing, child work, like healing with inner child healing within yourself. But even before that, like you're understanding that like you alone, like you not having to do anything, just you who you are, just your soul, stripped of anything, stripped of a body, your soul is deserving. Your soul is worthy. And before you even wake up, before you even hatch, before you even do anything, you just being here, your energy, your soul is enough. It is worthy. It is deserving. It is special. It is unique. It is powerful. It is transformative. It is, you know, it has so much potential to expand and everything, but just it being on its own, your soul not even doing anything is so important and strong, and again, you just really unique and worthy. And that's what you're learning. You're learning and healing your worthiness and how deserving you are, which is why you would invest in your healing more and why you would dive into that. Because when you know the science behind it, and then you know the spiritual stuff behind how powerful you are and your energy, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to invest in that more, because you have the why. Like a lot of times we need the deeper version of, we need the deeper understanding of why we're doing something before we're going to do it. You know, like we know that working out is good for us, but until you really understand how the muscles support your bones and how, you know, you getting older and how it could affect you, and just learning the science behind why you should work out, you have a little bit more of a shallow definition for it. Until you learn those things, then you can have a deeper knowledge and deeper understanding and a wisdom that's driving your motivation, besides just like it being knowledge that's kind of a little bit more surface. Until that wisdom really sinks in. Like knowledge is information, but wisdom is application of that knowledge, so that you applying the knowledge and you really absorbing that knowledge into your body, so it's not just a knowing thing, but you feel it. You feel the difference. You feel the power, or you feel the deeper reasons of why you should heal and why you should strengthen yourself. Okay? Why is this second group, why is this healing group growing? How is this healing group growing? I don't know why I've been messing up the question so much. How is this healing group growing? How is this healing group growing? How is this healing group growing? Okay, so, oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. So you're getting in touch with your shadow self. Big part of healing is shadow work. I love shadow work. I really try to aim more of my black backgrounds into more of that, and I'm going to be doing more. But you've really dived into your heartbreak. You've really dove into your wounds and your pain and your sorrow and your darkness and the things that you're ashamed of and guilty of and just hurt. Maybe it's resentment or just pain that you haven't tapped into or felt. You're feeling that pain. You're tapping into it. You are taking away the way that your mind has like shut off your heart, or the way that your mind has been really like mean to your heart. I know that I can definitely bully myself sometimes, and usually that's when my logic is trying to like shut off or shut down my heart. And I think we do that a lot in this society, just because that's how it's kind of structured, is to listen to your head and not your heart. But you are taking away this harshness and this bullying and this mental like anguish, this really negative self-talk. You are diving into the ways that other people have put on their negativity and doubts and hurtful words or bullying or abuse. And you are taking those daggers, those pins out. So maybe you're crying about it, or you're talking about it to people, or you're going to therapy, but you're really getting introspective and meditative and kind of contemplative, and you're feeling within your body the heartbreak and the pain. And because of that, because of you tapping into the darkness and being meditative and being willing to go into your heart and find those painful spots that we usually want to like hide away from, you are getting victory. You're getting recognized. You're getting acknowledgement, whether that's from the universe or from your friends or family or work people, but I'm sure it's going to be seen by everyone that you're leveling up, that you have released a lot of weight, a lot of gravity, a lot of density from your body, from your mental, from your emotions. And that's really what this is, that you are willing to let yourself feel your emotions. And doing that is clearing out so much. It is making you lighter. It is making you stronger. It's making you lighter, but it's also making you more fortified. And now you have a lot more room for passion, a lot more room for ideas and creativity. And yeah, you have, you on your throne with a wand and both of these, you have your power back because you went in and learned how you were giving away your power to old hurt and pain or others because you cared what they think or something, or that you were giving it to guilt and shame and that was kind of depleting you. You're releasing that and you're stepping into your power, your fire, and your joy. All right? How are you growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing, Spirit? Yep. The Ocean card, you're tapping into your emotions. You're getting deep. Do you see how it's like a reflection of an eye? It's like a moon and an eye and different. You're looking in the mirror, whether that's figurative or literally, because mirror work is actually really helpful to just look at yourself and stare at your soul for a while. It's pretty trippy. But that's how it is. You're doing maybe a little bit of trippy or psychedelic healing too. But you're looking at yourself. You are understanding that relationships and your actions and different things are a reflection of your emotional state. And you're doing the work. You're doing the shadow work. And then you have the Starborn, which has this egg tapping into potential, this star-like quality, which I was mentioning before, this golden potential of, and this one's cracking open, you're understanding your worth and energy more. And because of that, you are getting ready to crack and blossom and grow into this new creature, because you finally understand who your essence and core is. Maybe it took this long, and it does sometimes, to really understand who you are. And yes, you are a combination of all of the things you've been through, but the essence of your core, your really divine power, your like higher self, that's what you're really learning. And you're understanding that you're a channel in between you and your higher self, or you and spirit, and that there is a thread or a core thing that's connecting you always. It's always been there, and it'll always be there, and that you can always call on that, or like kind of like pull on the thread of being like, I need to tap into this essence, this soul-like quality, which is like your godness, your goddessness, your sourceness, the universe potential, that core energy. It's the energy of the universe and, the power of a star, but then the essence of what makes you unique. That's how it's compacted. It's like you're tapping into that we're all one, but you're also tapping into more of your individualism. So it's both. It's like you're expanding, and you're able to tap into the source energy and understanding how the soul is connected to like all of consciousness and light and stuff, but you're also tapping in to what makes you divinely special and why you came to bring this source energy into this world, and what that looks like. What does your energy look like when it is like more pure? Yeah, so you're really getting like married to your higher self more. And now that there's a strong link and tie between you and your higher self, you and spirit. So yeah, you just can't go back. Like once you know that you're connected and you understand your potential and your worthiness and your starness and your sourceness, there's no going back. You can't unlearn that you're part of source and that you're a star and that your soul is like so powerful. Okay? All right. So let's move on to this Mother Nature deck. All right. How is this healing group growing? How are you growing? How are you growing? One more. How is this group growing? Love it. Okay, so when I was talking about this potential, like you're cracking open, right? The starborn, the egg, it has one little crack going. So you're still realizing your power. You're still, you're growing because you are getting more in touch with that. And the more that you do, maybe a focus on healing work, obviously healing. I just keep reading the word healing, so I can't. If you tap into more energy work, whether you go to Reiki or something, or just online, but you tapping into your own power and energy, like if you just get your hands and start feeling your own energy and understanding your field more, like, yeah, really just tapping into energy, I think will give you a bigger idea of your potential and power and how much magical abilities are just in us that we don't normally get taught about. But you're still tapping into this power. You're still learning about your soul and the power and the energy and magic you have within you. Once you fully realize that, you're going to burst open. The star-like potential will really burst open, and you're going to get met with, new opportunities and different things matching your new frequency. But right now, as you're still learning your worth, which I think that you've already come a very long way, but obviously still it's healing, not healed. It's a journey. This card, the Fox, says it'll help you wait for your chance. And it also says to disguise and to help wait for your chance. So as you're getting new connections and new environments and new things, because you're changing, you're going to have old people and old relationships and things around you that might not be ready for what you're about to burst open. So you just kind of getting more aligned and getting like your space and your people and maybe your job or work or environments, like maybe you're just now getting in touch with your soul tribe or your purpose. Not that we don't have lots of people that come in and out of our life, and our purpose or calling can evolve and change and stuff, or it doesn't have to be something super big, but just as you align more with what makes your soul happy and grow and powerful, you might need a little bit of protection, which is what I'm getting from this nest and things, as you learn your worth a little bit more, and as you understand yourself and your powers more, you're just a little bit protected right now. So things might be a little stagnant, or it might be a little just the same, and just don't fret. You are changing, you are growing, and you're becoming golden. Like, your power and value are just increasing so much. So you really want to protect that. Like, you don't want to tell your dreams and plans to people too soon, that kind of thing. You want to really harness your abilities and solidify yourself before you show people or whatever. Nothing to worry about. It's just that you're figuring out aloud on your own. So before you burst open and show people or whatever, you have some protection. And yeah, as you grow, as you're kind of on the baby steps of you becoming like the ultimate magician or whatever of your life, and tapping into your magical healing powers, which you definitely have, like I really getting Reiki or something like that, you're protected, and your chance will come, and you'll know when it's time. And then you got the chameleon, which will help you to let yourself in for something. I don't actually know what this is saying. It says the chameleon will help you to let yourself in for something. Am I like tripping? Will help you to let yourself in for something. Okay, I don't know why that's not making sense to me right now, but the chameleon. I mean, like, look at the rainbow colors. Again, you are changing, you're growing, you're tapping into your powers, and maybe you are able to evolve to different environments, whatever. That's kind of why you're protected. And it said disguise. So disguise, and then you get chameleon. Maybe how you're growing is becoming more adaptable. But what I'm getting is that, like, you're understanding the matrix more, you're understanding your powers and magic more, and the outside world, you're just kind of having to adapt a little bit too. And grow and integrate this magic into the world that you're already in. But definitely being able to change and evolve and flow more. Yeah. All right. A few more cards. Okay, how are you healing? I mean, how are you growing? How are you growing? How's this healing group growing, Spirit? How is this healing group growing, Spirit? Okay, well, you got very, very similar. Like, what? They don't all have rainbows on them. Like, there's only a few goddesses that have the rainbows. Okay. Okay. All right. So serenity, your peace, you're getting more at peace with your potential, and just being able, like, if you have to wait for this to burst open, for this true self, these new opportunities or whatever, you're serene, you're at peace with it. And you becoming more meditative is really what is initiating this growth. And then your communication is growing. Because of all this, you're learning how to communicate. And what I'm also getting is that you're learning how to communicate between the magical and the physical world. Not that they're both, not connected, but you're learning how to connect the mystical with the logical and bridging that gap, because that's what's happening to you. You're bridging in between the mystical and the physical and stuff like that. Okay, how is this group growing? How is this group growing? How is this group growing? Okay, lots of them. Take this one. Rebirth. Hello. Yeah, you're understanding, you're letting things pass more, and the serenity is coming from that. It's coming from you allowing things to flow and things to change and things to like pass by, like this too shall pass. You've accepted that statement. You've accepted that life is ebb and flow, cyclical, all that good stuff. And then you got the rebirth card. How are you growing? You're rebirthing and phoenixing into your magical abilities, into a powerful witch or wizard or sorceress or whatever you want to call yourself. You're getting magical healing powers to heal yourself and heal others. You're tapping into the energetic field. Yeah. So whatever you want to call yourself, but to me, that's a wizard. That's a magician. That's a witch, fairy, sorceress, sorcerer, you know. All right, and now from my deck, how are you growing? How is this group growing? How's this healing group growing, Spirit? My higher self to yours, how are you growing? 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 How is this group growing? Okay. You're becoming more courageous. Bam. Bam. Your healing powers, you getting your powers, you're growing your magic. Like, come on. I'm like, that is becoming a magician. Boom, magic. You have more wisdom. You have more inspiration. You have more movement and courage. Courage, inspiration, wisdom. There's more movement in your life when it comes to the energy flowing. Energy within you flowing and healing your field and you healing others. You are alchemizing your emotions and your world. Again, you're making that bridge of how do I get this physical or how do I get the magical into the physical? How do I do a spell or how do I change or evolve the way I view this emotionally? You're becoming more wise. You are moving energy through you and healing yourself with energy work. You have the ability for that, which takes courage, which takes the courage to bridge that gap and to step into that. But you're gaining wisdom, and in turn, it's creating all this inspiration because you're getting your powers. And I mean, how are you growing? Magically. You are growing your magical powers, which I think will be the next reading, is what is your magical powers. Okay? But yours is definitely energy work and healing. And yeah, your courage, your wisdom, your peace. You're changing the essence of who you are and you're getting in touch. Or, yeah, that's what it is you're becoming new because you're getting in touch with that divine essence. Your value is going up, your potential. You are protected. You are evolving and adapting. You're connected to your higher self. You're doing that shadow work and tapping into your emotions. And because of that, you're getting victory. You are way more connected and bound to your higher self. You're releasing heartbreak. And yeah, just getting in touch with your insight and all that good stuff. All right, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you and tell you a little bit how you are healing and growing. And yeah, give me some feedback if you liked it. Please put a rainbow emoji down below. If you picked this pile, liked it, anything like that. I have social media, tip jar, all that good stuff below. And I'll see you on the next one, all right? I love you so much. Thank you. Bye. All right, if you pick this duality card, this is how you are growing, how you're evolving, how you're maturing. All right. How are you growing? Let's just get right in. How are you growing? You know, I did get this definitely more calm energy with this pile. I was a little bit more hype, and then I kind of cleansed the space. I remembered I was doing duality, and my energy just kind of like grounded a little bit. It settled. So maybe you're becoming more grounded and settled and mature and peaceful and compassionate and sweet. Serene, but more like understanding. And I really get, that's what kind of my goal of this duality card was, because I love focusing on oneness, but there is duality in this world, and you can step in and out of it if you like, but duality, neither good or bad. See, your energy like really wants me to make sure that I slow down. Duality leaves room for both to exist at the same time. And it's a very mature way of thinking to know that both can exist at the same time, no matter what it is. Whether it's like good and bad, or, I mean, it's not necessarily just black and white, but just like the paradox can be true, that like that we're all energy, and I'm trying to think of an example, that like we're a divine being and we're human, and both of these exist at the same time, and they're not contradictory, they're just duality. All right. So that's what I'm getting, is that your energy is very wise in that you're learning, like, the macro is the micro is the macro, and the light has the dark has the light. Both are opposite and true at the same time. This kind of wisdom. And then I'm definitely getting this gentleness from your energy. So how you're growing is either embracing this gentleness, which I think that's what it is, embracing this heart healing and heart centeredness, and becoming more joyful. I think you're really understanding the strength of gentleness, and the strength of slowing down, and the strength of the small things, and the strength of kindness. Your creativity could also really be growing. How is this group growing? How is this duality group growing? Wow. I say your creativity can really be growing. And then the artist pops out. Yeah. So your artistic abilities are really growing. Your perspective on life is growing. Again, paying attention to the details and the small things is giving you a lot of like enlightenment and wisdom, because life isn't a series of big changes, it's little changes that add up. So when you look back, it might seem like something big, but really these were little decisions constantly made that add up. And you're kind of seeing the beauty in the little things adding up. How is this group growing? How is this duality group growing? How is this duality group growing? Oh, and becoming more independent and loving and fruitful within yourself, appreciating the fruit of your labor. You're becoming more independent. And yeah, again, enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoying your wealth, enjoying your harvest. And I don't necessarily mean money, but obviously it can be. But I'm really getting this wealth of like soul, which will come across in your finances eventually, whether you, I mean, you might already have that. You might be really enjoying your finances a lot. But what I'm really getting is that you are getting this wealth of like values and principles, and your heart is changing, and you're becoming really wealthy and rich as a soul. Yeah, so whether the physical has caught up or not, you're independent as a soul. You're complete and fruitful, and yeah, you're emotionally fulfilled, and you're stable. You're either growing into that, or you've grown. This is how you've just become. Also, I think the reason why you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor is because of your hard work and understanding that part of yourself that really needs to drive you forward and create and just put in the work. And it also could be a thing of releasing addiction, but you're empowering yourself more. And I get that is getting in touch with your dark side, and you having love and compassion for your shadow side is really also what's helping you grow into being a better artist, growing to be into a better finances or emotions. But your heart, your finances, your creativity, your hard work is all growing. Or because of that, you're growing. Okay. How is this pile growing? How is this duality pile growing? How is this duality pile growing? You are kind of untangling some things within your life. The entanglements. You are simplifying. And then you're tapping into the shadow. You tapping into your shadow is really unlocking your heart. And maybe you're also really finding strength in your shadow. You're growing because you have such a gentle, sweet spirit. So you embracing some of your shadowness, which is just unconsciousness, and what you might have been unconscious of is your power and strength and like force, and like maybe you did need to embrace some of this hardness. And that's kind of how you're growing, is accepting also like your gentleness as well as your force. And you tapping into and learning the different parts of yourself and understanding more of your unconscious. You got the unseen and the shadow. So you're really just tapping into yourself, and you also really might be tapping into the shadow of others. Like you might be growing because you're seeing the shadows in other people. As you've healed your shadows, you are tapping in, or you're understanding and having compassion for other people's. And then you're really getting this sense of humor back, is what I want to say, because of it. Because you're tapping into more of your artistic side, and you're getting the fruits of your labor from you doing the shadow work and tapping in and seeing what people don't normally see, which is also a big reason why people think you're a riddle, is that you're so gentle, yet you have this, you're tapping into this hard work, almost like leadership and really powerful, strong, like authority, or like just this independence. Maybe you've really healed codependency, but you have this like hard side and this soft side, which people are like a little bit confused by. But how you're growing is your sense of humor and how the joy, and maybe you're just not taking yourself so seriously now. But just being able to laugh and be joyful, and maybe you're really growing on how you put yourself out there, and how, like, maybe you're putting your art out there, or doing kind of what I'm doing and putting it online, and it's creating, or people are seeing your joy and your humor and how funny you are and stuff like that, just because of how you're putting yourself out there. All right, for this duality group, how are you growing? How are you growing? Transformation, like, come on. You're transforming into a creature of more ideas and more beauty and more intelligence, and you're just more expansive. You have a higher perspective. You are radiating. Your inner beauty is really radiating and shining. You're growing your inner beauty, and in turn, that's growing your outer beauty. Yeah. Also, your root chakra is really healing. Maybe you have such a gentle heart, and this harder side, this more masculine side, maybe you're learning how to heal and grow so that it can protect your gentle artistic side. And you're letting people maybe see your softer side a little bit more because it is protected. Yeah, but you're becoming more safe, like you're feeling more safe within yourself and more rooted and grounded and supported. All right, how are you growing? Your wisdom. Your maturity, your wisdom, your intelligence, you're understanding the lessons and how you're seeing the lessons within yourself and others, or like you're kind of seeing the mistakes, or not mistakes. Yeah, you're just understanding the lessons that you've been through, and you're learning from other people. I think that there's a really big wisdom you can have from when you can see others messing up and then you learning lessons from theirs, from their trial and error, so you don't even have to do that trial and error. And I see that you're kind of doing that, where you are learning lessons from other people, so it's not so bad of a thing for you to learn, because you've already maybe kind of avoided some certain things. But yeah, how are you growing? How is this group growing? I want to call you the unicorn pile for some reason, and I don't know why. How are you growing? How are you growing? What's funny is that you're becoming so independent, so that's probably when you're going to attract a partnership. And how you're growing is, for one, the masculine and feminine sides of within yourself. Like I was talking about, this gentle artistic spirit that loves like the fruit and nature of life, and then this harder, more powerful, a little bit more financially driven side, which is also where you're getting that humor too, is the combination really. But you're partnering both sides of yourself, your shadow and your light side, your masculine and feminine, and so just becoming more balanced. And I mean, you got the duality, like balance. But because of this, you are growing into a partnership, or you have a partnership that you're either already in, or it could be a partnership not just with love, but in business. But you're doing a lot of healing work so that you're able to be independent and know yourself, so that you can work with others and bring yours to the table and be strong and not get codependent or not dissolve yourself into the thing. You really are standing up and showing your power, and you're not fading into the background or anything anymore. You are up front, you know yourself, and you're ready to collaborate, whether that's with love or work. And you're getting a more lighthearted energy within your partnerships, whether that's friendship, love, work. It's becoming more lighthearted. So you're becoming more wise and funny. That's how you're growing. And then your health is growing. And I think your understanding of more natural health and more like growing your own herbs or growing or just this nitty gritty of like getting into the like dirtiness of it, like you really detoxing and yeah, it's just this growth of you understanding your health better and herbs maybe better. Yeah, understanding like herbs and natural medicines more. So your knowledge of how to take care of yourself, the wisdom of like natural remedies and stuff, and just healing. Oh wow. Okay, fire angel. Yeah, okay, how are you growing? How are you growing? How is this pile growing? I mean, fire angel, the passion, and then the elements. This card. Wow. Okay, so definitely the dark and light, the masculine, feminine, the fire and water. You are becoming more balanced. You're becoming more mature. You're becoming, you're stepping in more into your royalty and your divinity. But it's this grace about it. It's this like, and I want to say mercy for some reason. Maybe you're really having mercy on people and you're kind of letting go and forgiving people. So you're not holding on to resentment. This fire angel is definitely a phoenix card. You have phoenixed. You have tapped in to your power more. And what I'm really getting is that you're so empowered that you're really realizing you don't need anybody else. And that's when those really good partnerships come, is when you've like accepted that you don't need anybody. But you really have this passion and warmth about you that's like you can sustain yourself, you can fuel yourself so much more. And yeah, you're just sustaining and fueling yourself, and this independence and this just like soul retrieval, I want to say, that you've gotten, that you've grown into, where you've really just gotten back your power and just transformed. So like you've gotten back your power from people, and then you've transformed who you are, so it can't be taken away again ever, because you're just a new being. But yeah, you have this gentleness that's really profound about you. And I don't know if this is something you've always had, or that you're really just tapping into now, or the difference is now that you have this like protection for it, or maybe you were always a little bit more forceful or whatever, but now you are really getting this gentleness. But more, I think what I'm seeing is that you're understanding the power of that gentle sweetness, and that you have the power to be the opposite as well. But yeah, you really, really sweet, very, very sweet, but understanding the strength of it, and that you have so much to like protect within yourself. So you're becoming this kind of authority and leader within your own body, so that you can protect your sweetness, and that you can show people that you honor and value you. And yeah, it's just something really profound about this pile. And obviously it's all feeding into your artistic abilities, your artistic, like whether you're practicing more, drawing more, painting more, singing more. Definitely singing, painting, drawing is getting highlighted of how you're growing. All right. And your intuition is definitely growing. Yeah, which goes into that serenity and peace of mind is when you can rely on your intuition more. And then, yeah, really not being afraid to tap in to your darker parts. And I think that's kind of what you've reclaimed, is maybe you found out that you have some darker parts of yourself. Like maybe you have some parts of yourself that's addicted or brutal or something that's like very opposite of normally how your heart is. But like you're a gentle spirit, and then you go into your shadow work and you find out that you're a badass, like harsh person. You have this part of yourself that's like just very blunt or whatever, and you're learning, oh, now that's really useful. Like I can pick up that piece of myself and I can bring that out. And yeah, I might be dark or bad or whatever, but maybe if I tap into that more, it can really serve me. And it is serving you. It is getting you more money because you're more whole as a person. And then you have this strength, like our dark parts of ourselves are usually there to protect us. And so to have this protection, to have this strength, to have more of your soul retrieval and wisdom, and to be, it just makes it where you can travel within the world a lot more, right? Because you have embraced your bad side. Like, how can anybody hurt you? They can't when you've embraced your hurt, like, and you're using it for your power and abilities, and you love yourself still, and you know that your heart is in a good place. So it's like untouchable. All right, last cards. This is from the deck that I made, and I'm so excited. What and how are you growing? Last cards, how are you growing? How is this pile growing, Spirit? How are you growing? How are you growing? How are they growing, Spirit? How are you growing? I think you're really supporting yourself too. Like, you're understanding that you had to kind of destroy this idea of yourself, and create like, maybe you thought you were like a really simple person, and then you realize, oh, you're a lot more dynamic and versatile than you thought, or you have this dark side that you didn't know, and you're like, it's nothing to be afraid of or whatever. You're like, oh, wow, that's something that I could actually really use. But you got the intelligence card, and I'm definitely getting like the way you're thinking of yourself really has changed. But yeah, you're just becoming more wise, more mature, more intelligent. Excuse me. More intelligent, and you're supporting yourself more. Yep. Integration. You are combining your light and dark. You're finding the use in both of them, and you're supporting both of these. You're really supporting and providing for yourself. How you're growing is that you are completely supporting yourself, and you don't need any outside help. You're going to get it. You're going to get this support from other people, but you don't need it. You have fully supported and accepted who you are. And that is just really growing. And this maturity and wisdom and intelligence and balance that I'm feeling is just, it's so wise, so profound, because you really accept who you are. And that's just so incredible. You've accepted change too. You're growing because you're willing to change your personality, the way you think of yourself, your identity, embracing these other parts of yourself. You've accepted that. So really, how you're growing is you're changing, you're accepting change, and you're accepting a change of your identity. And then you are not afraid to destroy and break down and tap into your dark side. You're not afraid to understand that you have maybe parts of yourself that are like addicted or codependent or you know, I think we all have a little bit of evilness in us. We all have good, bad, royal, angelic, whatever. Like, I think that we have the full range within us, and people that think that they're all in one range or whatever is lying to themselves. And you understand that you have to break down who you are and your identity, and you have to go dark, and you have to tap in to this like primordial energy that, yeah, you're just willing to change yourself and break down who you are. And because of that, you have this just wisdom that's very enlightened, because you're not afraid to, I get sing in the dark. You're not afraid to go in the dark and find how you can create beauty and and love and art within that. And when you know you're an artist, when you know that you are you know, you're a transformer, you're an artist, and you know that you have these abilities, I think you really can break down who you are, because you know that you can use whatever tools and learning and new parts of your identity. Like, you're not afraid to have new, because you're going to create something beautiful with it either way. All right? Okay, I just want a few more. How are you growing? How are you growing? Oh my goodness, you're learning how to surrender. How are you growing? Okay, you're becoming more playful, and you're growing, especially what you can grow more is embracing more playfulness, because it is pretty serious. So if you can embrace the playfulness a little bit more, but I feel like you already are, and flowing just more, and letting yourself go in the flow, because I'm sure you're a hard worker, but really following that path of where you feel the energy really going, instead of using your brain to be like, oh, I think I should go here because of this finances. I really feel like you're becoming more of the person that is following your intuition and your gut and where the momentum and energy is already at. So it's just a wiser, more expansive energy, all right? And then you're learning how to surrender, which is definitely part of that profound wisdom, is that you're surrendering to who you are and the transformation and the change and accepting the bad and the good, and just all of that. Wow. So deep, so lovely, and creative. Like, I'm really proud of you, and you should be really proud of yourself. And I'm so happy that you're here, because this is exactly the energy that I wanted to reflect myself, of the people that would be viewing my channel. So definitely integration, definitely accepting both sides, and then making something really creative and beautiful out of it. But it's like you're simplifying your life, but because of that, you're accepting more, so you're also becoming more of a riddle to people, and you're like more whole than you've ever been. You're more healed, and so it's like even more of a mystery to people. I love it. I love it. And you're just becoming smarter, like your intellect, because of that, and just embracing this transformative nature of who you are that will just continue to transform and heal, and yeah, just become your more whole self. All right. I love you, Duality Group. Thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for sharing your energy and time and space with me. I'm so excited to be able to do this, and so honored to have you in my space. Please subscribe and like and all that good stuff if you enjoyed it. Okay, I love you so much. See you on the next one. All right. Bye.